Okay, good morning, everybody. It's 8 o'clock and we're ready to start. On behalf of the entire UMN team here, I'd like to welcome you all to this workshop. And we are coming from Minneapolis. And, as I was mentioning, that heat index this afternoon would reach 105 degrees. And so I hope it's cooler where you are. Okay, so I really hope so. So my sincere thanks that you all have decided to join us today for this laboratory-oriented workshop. And our gratitude to you and others for taking interest in giving hands-on education to our students, very important in our opinion. And just I had mentioned in my email that this meeting would be recorded. Okay, and so I'll send you the link, and so please share it as you see fit. So let's begin here by my first introducing our department head, Dr. Randy Victoria, to give us some welcoming remarks. Okay, so let me just first read Professor Victoria's brief bio here. So Professor Victoria received a BS degree from MIT in 1980 and a PhD from UC Berkeley in 85. Then he joined Kodak Research Lab and he worked there till 1998. His research interest is theory and simulation of magnetic materials, primarily directed towards spintronic memories, microwave interactions with magnetic materials, and magnetic recording hard disk drives. He is best known for his work on recording media, for which he has received several awards, including the Achievement Award of the IEEE Magnetics Society. He has served as president of the IEEE Magnetic Society and general chair of the 50th Conference on Magnetism and Magnetic Materials. Professor Victoria is a fellow of the American Physical Society and of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. Well, that's IEEE. He became department head of our department in July 2015. So with that brief introduction, Randy, it's podium is all yours.
Well, thank you, Ned. I think your introduction is actually longer than my welcome. So I would like to, on the behalf of the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Minnesota, welcome everyone to Ned's workshop, which is providing hands-on experience in electric power engineering education. I think in general, we find that most undergraduates benefit a great deal from hands-on experience. And thus, I suspect that a lot of what you're going to learn today, both the knowledge and some of the ideas that are suggested, will be very helpful in education at your own institutions. So with this, I'd like to thank you, Ned, for the long introduction again, and turn it back to you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that was short and sweet. So just to the mark, I would say. Thank you, Randy. Yeah. So moving on here, next on the agenda is Dr. Aranya Chakravarti, and he will give us some remarks and his perspectives from NSF. So let me read Dr. Chakravarti's bio here. He joined NSF as a program director in August 2020. He's a professor of ECE of North Carolina State University, NCSU, where he's also affiliated with the NSF Freedom Systems Engineering Center. His research interests are in areas of power systems, control systems, optimization, and machine learning, with applications to both transmission scale and distribution scale grid powers. Power grids, not grid powers, power grids. He has published 3 books. Since joining NC State, he has graduated 10 PhD students and has supervised 4 postdoctoral researchers. From 2016 to 2020, he served as an associate editor of the IEEE Transactions and Control System technology and currently serves as an editor of IEEE transactions and power systems. So Aranya, with that brief, I had to shorten it. It was
that was a long introduction. That was a long bio. I would have just preferred if you just said like one or two sentences. Like I asked Siddharth to do that in the last meeting in the ECDA meeting.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Ned. Thank you. I really appreciate your kindness, and you always invite me for these great workshops that you do. I don't want to take like too much time. What I wanted to do is usually I give like a formal presentation that Ned asks me to do, and I do have a presentation ready in case you want to see the slides. But if you want to save some more time, I can just verbally tell you some of the exciting things that are going on in the power and energy space and climate change space in NSF. There's a lot of activities going on. New solicitations are coming out, new Dear Colleague letters are coming out. So I think it's good news for both power systems and power electronics research communities as far as federal funding is involved. So quickly, two quick updates. This is in addition to what I said in the last meeting that we held in last workshop that we held in Albuquerque during the ECDA meeting. So one new update is that a new DCL has come out. It's very, very new. It's literally like 2 weeks old. You probably all of you must have been notified about that Dear Colleague letter. It's called the Clean Energy Technologies, or CET, Dear Colleague letter. And what makes it so special is that usually the Dear Colleague letters, they don't come with dedicated funding, right? So DCLs are usually for informing the community that there's an interest from NSF in this space, and we encourage the PIs to write proposals and all. But in this case, this DCL actually does come with dedicated funding. There's a separate pot of money which has been reserved for especially this particular initiative. And right now we are funding eager grants, which is $300,000 for 2 years, and also larger versions of eagers, which is called RAISE. And the RAISE grants are $1 million for up till 4 years. And also conference and workshop grants are also being funded. The trick is that these proposals have to be highly multidisciplinary. So if you just write a regular power system or power electronics proposal that may come to EPCN, then this is not a very good funding opportunity, because then they would say that fund this from my core program. So these eager grants or RAISE grants have to be highly multidisciplinary, including physics, chemistry, and material science, power, energy controls, all of them together, bringing together multidisciplinary teams that can work coherently with each other for a focused objective. So please take a look at the details of the DCL, and I'm actually in the working group. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Just send me an email. My email is there in the agenda, I'm guessing. So you can just send me an email to my NSF address, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have on that one. So I think that this is a very good opportunity for our community. So please take a look at that and try to make use of it, because there is money available. So that's update number one. And I think the second update is there's also we also had a lot of success with the Ascent program this year. So Ascent, I've mentioned many times, it's an intra-divisional program that has started in ECCS about 4 or 5 years ago now. And Ascent is basically trying to bring the different sub-communities of electrical and computer engineering closer to each other. Like even within an EC department, we have power, control, signal processing, magnetics, photonics, machine learning, robotics, and all of wireless communications, and all of these different sub areas. And usually we don't talk to each other unless we go to the faculty meetings, for example, right? So there can be interesting research problems at the interface of, let's say, power electronics and machine learning, or let's say magnetics and control, for example, right? So Ascent is trying to bring these ECE professors kind of close to each other and start a dialogue for solving these challenging problems. And this year we had two specific themes. One was clean energy for clean energy for resilient power systems. And the second one was wide band gap semiconductors and on the power electronics side. And we received like a humongous response. Like most people in our power system and power electronics community, they ended up writing proposals and they submitted, and we funded quite a few of them. And those announcements are going to come out very soon. So right now the awards are being processed because we are going through closeout. So they haven't formally been awarded yet, but in maybe like a month or two, those awards will be out and they will be published on the NSF website. So I would encourage all of you to go take a look at the recent Ascent awards that we have made, because all of them are in power systems and power electronics space, given the specific theme that we had this year. And that's another update that I wanted to give. And I guess, and the final thing that I wanted to quickly say is that we are also doing, EPCN specifically is doing quite a few workshops and conferences in the power and energy space. I see, one of our PIs, Bora Karakaya, he's here in the Zoom. So he's doing the NAPS, the North American Power Systems, which is a very famous student conference in the power and energy area, which has been running for a very long time. So this year, NAPS is going to happen in Western Carolina, and Bora is taking up the responsibility for arranging that. So this is good news for all the students. So please spread the word and ask students to write papers and submit papers and maybe even talk to Bora. So NSF is funding NAPS. And then two other conferences that we funded this year is, one is Mladen Kezunovic from Texas A&M. He organized a US-Europe collaboration workshop, which was held in Temple University in Philadelphia. So I wasn't present, myself, because I had a conflict, but I heard that the workshop went very well, and lots of people showed up, and they were very enthusiastic participation from all the participants, and lots of good discussions happened. So at some point the workshop report is going to come out, and we are probably going to put that on the NSF website somewhere. So that also is something that our community should take a look at, because there were a lot of interesting breakout sessions at the convergence of power system and power electronics. So I think that also will be a good for our students and for workforce development in our power and energy area. So those are really, the main highlights that I wanted to give. I don't want to take too much time in making a formal presentation, but if you have any questions about other opportunities that are coming up in NSF, may not be exactly in power or controls, but there are other initiatives in SciSE, for example, in the computer science division. There are other opportunities that are going on which are tangential to power and energy also. So I'm happy to inform you about those things if you want to. So thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anya. So this is a workshop, by the way, so questions and comments are most welcome. So do you have any questions for Professor Chakravarti? Why is my proposal not funded? I'm only kidding.
Well, also, well, I probably should say, probably this is my last workshop with Ned, because my stay at NSF is coming to an end. So I will be leaving in December, so 4 more months. But I look forward to taking part in these events as a professor from the other side now in the future conferences. So thank you for all the support.
Thank you for your service, Sarani, at NSF.
Thanks.
So any questions, my friends? Okay. So, Arane, thank you again. So I think at this point, I would have invited Captain Peterson, but he has some scheduling conflict. So he will join us at 11. But he is very eager to take part in this workshop, and also he's a big supporter. So let's move on. And so Siddharth mentioned to me that I should talk about an overview